let's talk about any, growing up playing volleyball year round too. That does take a toll on your body, right?
Yes.
But let's talk about, did you have any, I guess, significant injuries that kept you out for a while you were in high school? Prior to UH, did you experience any major injuries, or no, you were pretty healthy?
The only thing that was nagging for me was my jumper's knee.
Okay.
A lot of it starts to play its toll because as an outside hitter, everything is, you can't help it. You're going to land on your left more and more and more than you actually will land 2 feet. So it's like more towards my senior year of high school was when I really started to have that kind of aggravation. Because before that, I could do whatever. I could play here, next day play there, work out. The youth. Yes.
And then you have to start to do the things to take care of your body a little bit more, especially when you're playing more volume, more intensity, higher levels, right? And this is actually how I first met you. So you didn't know this. I just told you this before we started recording.
Yes.
But the little backstory for everyone listening out there is the very first day that I volunteered in the UH athletic training room as a student, I still remember I wasn't even dressed to volunteer. I was dressed in like regular school clothes, walked in the athletic training room, and Renee, who's the volleyball athletic trainer, was like, here, why don't you help Kanani with her rehab? And you just, I think, had a minor ankle sprain, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I looked at the sheet, I was like, sure, I know nothing about an ankle sprain rehab. But then you were so nice. You were like helping me navigate and thinking, oh, I think this is what I've been doing, or this is what I've been doing. But that was really the first time that I got to meet you. Yeah. And then, of course, I worked volleyball for a year and a half or a little longer too, and then saw all of the things that you did, the work ethic, how you led the team, all of these kind of things. So let's talk about college first and talk about aside from that ankle sprain,
right?
Was there any other serious issues that you had to battle, especially I guess towards your later years, because that's when I wasn't working as closely with the volleyball team?
Right. Yeah. So definitely the ankle, my left ankle was a bummer because that was going right into our preseason game. So I was like really bummed about that. But right after that was usually knee. The knee was always an issue. The shoulder, here and there, the swings can, wear and tear. But at that time, Renee would just do this amazing, rehab program and stuff. And all of a sudden, I have all of these yellow bands and stuff that it's pretty much glued to me because I have to do. Routine. I can't stress enough to players that I talk to that it's all you need to prepare your warm up very, very much. You can't just go and play, like the youth that you talked about. Like that thing will bite you in the butt by the time you get to college, especially the wear and tear that you didn't realize you were doing your whole year. If you were just doing school ball and then you went to college, that'd be a different story. But if you're constantly being an athlete year round and you're not aware of the wear and tear that is building up without you doing these little mini muscle enhancers, then you're stuck in rehab. Like I hated rehab. I'd rather practice, but I have to sit there and do rehab, which is like the smallest muscles and everything with Renee and you. And then I'm watching everybody have a great time in practice. So it's like nobody wants to be injured, you know?
And that's so true. You want to be, that's not the end goal. I think for any athlete, we want to play our sport. But anything that helps you to stay on the court, right, and be proactive with your body, that's where you want to be. You don't, obviously, if unforeseen injuries happen, then you have to take care of that. But as much as possible, try to give yourself the best chance so that we don't get into the situation where you have to backtrack a little bit and address all these underlying issues. And I think that's what you did really well, considering with how much volume you were, training and playing volleyball and everything that you were doing, not only throughout the season, but even in your off season as well.
Yeah.